Okay, let's be real for a second. The Christmas season, it's a whirlwind, isn't it? Our minds are just spinning with a million things to do, but what if we could take a step back and actually understand what's going on inside our own heads? We're going to dive into 4 mindsets from the very first Christmas that are, you'll see, surprisingly relevant to our own holiday chaos. So let me just ask you directly, what are you thinking about right now? No, I'm serious. Take a second. What's front and center in your mind? Because, believe it or not, that answer reveals a whole lot about our inner world during this crazy busy season.
For most of us, it's a pretty chaotic mix, isn't it? Gift lists are piling up, travel logistics need to be sorted out, there's that financial stress, last-minute work deadlines, and, of course, trying to coordinate all those family plans. It's a lot, and our minds are definitely feeling the pressure.
But here's what's so wild. If you go back 2,000 years, the vibe, well, it wasn't all that different. I mean, instead of gift lists and flight delays, they had to deal with major political unrest and crushing taxes. The point is, this feeling of chaos isn't new at all, which makes the lessons from this ancient story incredibly powerful for us today. Okay, let's start with our first mindset, the preoccupied mind. And this one is embodied by the Innkeeper. Now, it's so easy to paint this guy as the villain of the story, right? But let's look a little closer. He wasn't necessarily evil. He was just completely and utterly overwhelmed. His internal monologue was probably something we can all relate to. I am just too full. I have absolutely no capacity for this. I mean, think about it. His inn was overflowing. The city was packed for a census. The guy was just trying to do his job. This source material for this explainer calls this the full lock screen effect. And it's a perfect modern analogy. Picture your phone's lock screen, just flooded with notifications, work emails, news alerts, social media pings, you name it. When a truly vital message comes through, it just gets buried. Not because you don't care, but because the screen is already full. And this really gets to the heart of the Innkeeper's lesson. If your mind is already full of worry and all those daily tasks, which are all good things, by the way, there's simply no room left for peace. And that's the real danger here. The good can crowd out the best, and we might not even notice what we've missed until it's long gone. All right, now for a complete 180. While the Innkeeper was way too busy to notice anything, a group of shepherds were out in the quiet fields completely available to listen. They represent our second mindset, the proclaiming mind. After their incredible encounter with the angels, their core thought wasn't complicated or theological. It was just pure joy that created this immediate, powerful compulsion. This is way too good to keep to myself. They just had to go and share it. The source calls this the 5-star review effect. And it makes perfect sense, right? When you have an amazing meal or see a fantastic movie, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to tell someone. Delight just demands declaration. The shepherds didn't need a special degree, they just had an experience, and that was more than enough. So, the crucial takeaway here is that some experiences aren't meant to be quiet, internal feelings. They demand to be shared. This mindset doesn't just invite us to investigate a story, it invites us to go out and proclaim its joy. Now, let's shift the tone a bit. The initial excitement is over. About 40 days have passed, and we meet a man named Simeon in the temple. He embodies our third mindset, the prophetic mind. This is someone who is playing the long game. See, while everyone else was caught up in the short-term rush, Simeon was waiting, totally focused on a promise made long, long ago. When he finally holds the baby Jesus, his words aren't a shout of discovery, but more like this quiet exhale of completion. His entire life's purpose was fulfilled in that one single moment. This poses a really tough question for our culture of instant gratification, doesn't it? Can we really trust a promise that might take a lifetime to finally arrive? Simeon's lesson is one of profound spiritual patience, the ability to see the massive, world-changing significance hidden in a very small, very humble beginning. And that leads us to our final and maybe the most profound mindset, the pondering mind of Mary. In the middle of all the chaos, the animals, the visitors, the sheer shock of it all, Mary did something quietly radical. She treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. Now that word, pondered, is so key here. It's not just passive thinking, not daydreaming. It means actively piecing things together, connecting the dots between the angel's promise, the shepherd's wild story, and this tiny baby in her arms. And wow, What a stark contrast to our modern habit, huh? We scroll endlessly. We consume so much information without ever really digesting it. We react, but we rarely, if ever, ponder. Mary models a lost art, deep, meaningful reflection. And here's why that matters so much. This quiet reflection wasn't passive at all. It was an active process of building the deep inner strength, the fortitude that she would desperately need to face the unimaginable challenges that were coming her way, especially at the foot of the cross. So we've explored 4 really distinct mindsets: the preoccupied, the proclaiming, the prophetic, and the pondering. Now let's bring it all home with a super simple call to action that we're going to call the Manger Audit. It's just 2 simple steps. First, sometime this week, find 15 minutes of genuine silence. I'm talking no phone, no distractions, just quiet. Second, in that quiet, ask yourself honestly, which of these 4 mindsets best describes me right now? And this table right here is the perfect cheat sheet for that moment of reflection. Are you the innkeeper, with your door kind of closed by busyness? Are you the shepherd, just bursting with joy? Are you like Simeon, patiently waiting? Or are you like Mary, taking the time to really and truly ponder? And that leaves us with this one final, crucial question. This Christmas, as the world rushes by, what will your mind be? Will it be a crowded, chaotic inn with no room? Or will it be a humble, quiet manger, available and ready to receive something wonderful?